Hello, everybody, to episode 10 of Voices of Enoch. All right. I know we've taken a small hiatus, but Outriders or slash BCF did announce that they have some news for us this Monday. So we're doing this as a refresher reminder of things that may be upcoming, and also to announce that Maffeine and I are now officially ambassadors of Outriders as well. Congratulations, Maffeine. Congratulations, Plato.
Plato. Congratulations, sir.
I feel like the odd man out now.
Oh yes, this is awkward.
Damn. Sorry.
Sorry, Big Daddy.
Oh, congratulations, boys.
But yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Kappa, also thank you as well for, being a homie throughout the process. But, guys, we're mainly here to talk about Outriders today and the future of Outriders. But we want to do a little bit of reminder of what happened previously and some of the changes that may be coming that they hinted at, starting with the balance changes. If you forgot about Moaning Winds and Fortress, don't, because there's a good chance that it might be adjusted whenever they announce something new, because it was an upcoming change. And underused Legos, as well as some of the balance changes they were talking about that they were going to dive in a bit deeper into. So since I'm not like the most appropriate person to talk about Fortress and Moaning Winds, Capo, Maffeine, Big Daddy, take it away so I don't have to talk.
I'm very curious on how all this is gonna work. It's gonna be very weird. If they do it the way that they said that they were gonna do it, without any replacement as far as buffing any anomaly powers in any which way, I think they're gonna have a bigger issue on their hands because the communities, it'll be another reason for the community to say, you know what, I was thinking about giving it another chance, and you know what, forget it, because I feel like most of the community enjoy the AP bills. So I'm very curious of how this is gonna work. If they decide to go the route with the global cooldown and where now you have to shoot your gun in order for you to get any kind of extra damage. That's gonna be, that's gonna be very interesting to see. But I totally think that the community won't take that well, and they're gonna have to, address that very soon if that's the route that they decide to go. And then they're still gonna have the question of Devastator. What are we doing with Devastator? Because now that you're removing that fortress and that Morning Winds, so that's gonna be Devastator still gonna be underutilized. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, which is changing these mods will definitely bring up the difficulty of the game, and like you said, who knows how people will react if the game is harder once they come back.
Right.
We always talk about like using what is meta versus just trying out different builds and all that, and like I think we talked about it the other day, actually, like just the idea of choosing to not use meta, and you're stuck with playing through an expo that you're not getting gold on, and that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of a concerning factor here. Is like, I feel like that was how a lot of people were able to get gold, is that they had their Moaning Winds, their Fortress, and if there isn't going to be a replacement, that's definitely something to be concerned about, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. But they also said that they will they will update the legendary sets, the underutilized legendary sets. So who knows? Maybe they'll be able to bring up the characters that way.
Yeah, they did give a little bit of light on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I am excited for the
we don't
Trickster
know.
set change, though, the one that they announced before they went on the hiatus of announcing things. That looks hot.
Yeah. The only problem is we don't really have any confirmation of which of these changes will actually go through. But we do know that these things are, possibly happening.
One thing.
Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry, go ahead, Capo.
No, I was on the phone. It's just, I mean, it's just we'll see, and meeting there was other fellow new ambassadors that were brought into the program, and meeting one of them who I never knew of him, but he has a very, very uh strong and big YouTube community, and his builds are just strictly like the way they're built is like they're like anomaly, whether it's pyro, even techno across the board, all 4 classes. And so now I'm very curious that those individuals, and he's very passionate about that. He was very vocal about, what if the fortress thing does happen? What's
Well,
the
wasn't it pretty much confirmed that it was going to happen, right?
right,
Yeah.
right. But if it does happen, where is the compensation gonna come from?
Well, I would assume balance changes to class trees and number adjustments to mods. I mean,
Right.
PCF will have to do a huge balance change adjustment regardless when they're talking about 2 very powerful mods in Fortress and Moaning Winds.
Right. So
So
we'll see.
sure, it's gonna nuke the gameplay style. Sure, like I understand the concern what you guys brought up too, like older players coming back and finding the game harder again. But there's gonna be more different builds to try out if they work on those underused Legos, like the hints they gave us for the certain Tricksters, Techno, Devastator, and Pyro sets before they went on their hiatus. But this Monday is going to be exciting. They haven't done one of these broadcasts in a while, so things are coming.
Yeah, hopefully
but
big things that,
shift
the meta in a meaningful way.
Yeah, because I think everybody is tired of playing the Firepower Techno, the Firepower Tricksters. I'm sure even the Hash Blast Overheat Pyros, and just Devastator really only having like the one, I would say, OP build for Devastator, which is just pure anomaly. And hopefully the bug fixes get fixed as well. I think that's one of the bigger things that I'm mostly looking forward to is, I mean, whatever they announce that's going to be announced in the broadcast is going to be fine and dandy. But I want to see meaningful changes to multiplayer, meaningful changes to bug fixes.
I mean,
hopefully the game is polished. Yeah.
Speaking of multiplayer and bug fixes, what do you think about the possibility of dedicated servers?
With this update, I'm probably going to say no, but I hope they're open to it.
I mean in general, right? Well, at least not the possibility, but right, let's be realistic with this whole situation. Like, a lot of the problems of the game rely on dedicated servers to be fixed. So,
or to be present,
like you said, I also doubt that it will happen. I'm just pointing out that
I mean, isn't that a big change though?
That's a massive change.
Yeah.
Change. It would cost probably a lot of money. Yeah. I'm just saying, maybe that's a lynch point for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, personally, I've been playing a game with dedicated servers recently, and it is very nice to have dedicated servers. But that being said, I've also played really good games that are P2P strictly, and it works out. I hope they can just make those adjustments to where I'm sure a dedicated servers infrastructure isn't going to happen this time around for Outriders 1 at least. But, if they can make it as close to dedicated servers as possible, that'd be great. Like, if the weapons wouldn't desync, that'd be awesome. If you wouldn't teleport around, that'd be awesome. And if mods worked off hosts, that'd be awesome as well. So hopefully that part gets polished, because whatever announcement that they're going to have for this game moving forward, if they're going to be having any new content, it can't be like what happened during launch. So hopefully it's good. Hopefully they have the infrastructure ready to go.
I know plenty of people like personally that played the game the first week, and it was just like the frustrations with how that was, with crashes, with disconnects, with lag, that they haven't gave the game a shot since. So yeah, it definitely, that type of stuff sticks with people. So yeah, hopefully they have like some sort of answer, anything, even an implication of better connection quality and such like that.
So my question to that would be like, would you even think that dedicated servers would even be an answer? I mean, obviously it's an answer, right? And obviously it's needed. But I think Math, you brought up a good point. Like a lot of people kind of left or started, walking out the door that first week, 2 weeks, even that first month, based on the wipes and based on the difficulty that it was to play that multiplayer aspect of the game. So you think that given saying, hey, now Outrider has dedicated server, that those individuals will even bother to come back to the game after so long? Because it has been 7 months, right?
You
Hard to
know how
say.
people are, I guess.
Yeah. I guess that kind of like depends on the person type of thing. Some people will hold a grudge forever against these games. Others will be like, well, shit, let's, less connection issues. Let me see what it's like.
Yeah.
And
I
plus,
mean,
I'm sure.
that's a
Sorry, go
fair
ahead, Victor.
point. No, I mean that's a very fair point because you're right. I mean, it's been very long since the success launch of the game, so who knows what type of retention they would get, and is it worth the investment?
Right.
You make a good point there.
Whatever they announced this Monday, I'm sure it's going to be with the new content around the corner. It's just, is the new content going to be enough to pull those players back in, right? And is it going to be sustainable enough to while it keeps them pulled back in for, not just like a few hours or a few days to a week kind of thing, right? Is it going to be meaningful in that way? I mean, I think a lot of people, if they come back for the new content, and then they see the other adjustments that have been made in terms of stability fixes, I think that's a good thing. But it's all gonna, just gonna have to wait until the next update to see if any of that actually goes through. Because since they haven't done an update in a while, whatever they announce, it's gonna probably be a pretty sizable update, right? So there's a lot of room for error in sizable updates, as we saw from like their week 1 to week 2 changes, that lingered on for so long. So hopefully, it's been thoroughly tested, it's gone through the proper checks and balances, and
Any
a dream
QA
would be
people
everything.
have
Yeah,
looked at it.
QA. Yeah, that would, yeah, and fingers crossed, everything just becomes extremely smooth. That's my hope, anyways.
Well, I mean,
Because
to be fair, let's not be too optimistic, but let's be real as well. There'll be a good upgrade or increase in the player base. So
oh
I
yeah,
think there's something for people,
yeah, I know a lot of
and
people
like you
like.
said, I don't think it matters that much, the player retention, as long as they can keep people coming back when they got new content. I think that PCF will be happy with that.
Right. That Borderlands effect.
I was reading over some of the comments that people posted for the announcement on Monday, and there's a lot of things people want, and I hopefully, PCF brings it. Like, one of the first things I see is people want loadouts, people want transmog, people want endgame that's not a race against the clock, and PCF has heard all this, so hopefully, if a developer listens, like maybe a lot of these people, hopefully they get what they want. Loadouts would be awesome, though. Honestly,
Oh
loadouts
my
would be
God.
great.
Yeah.
Jesus, like having loadouts would be so nice. Please have loadouts. Please have load. If they forgot loadouts, I would be really sad. But yeah, I think loadouts would enable a lot of players to actually be able to try different builds when it comes to build diversity without having it to be such a hassle. Because I know there's a lot of times I don't play XYZ build because I don't want to switch back and forth. Shit's annoying.
I mean, yeah, loadouts.
Trees, go back to it all, man.
Yeah, loadouts would definitely have to come with. If you're giving loadouts, you're gonna have to increase stash space, and then increasing stash space and giving us loadouts, you're gonna have to give us a way to lock gear into place.
Locking gear too. Oh my God, please.
Because if you think about it, you don't really get too, you don't get much space in your inventory as it is. So if you're having loadouts, there's gonna be guys out there with like maybe 4 or 5 different chest pieces that they might be using um to run any kind of build. So obviously loadouts is going to come with other things. So definitely hope that that's something that they have not only considered but they have inserted. But we'll see.
I mean,
yeah,
UB
like
brought. Sorry, go ahead.
An entire inventory overhaul for sure
Mm-hmm.
would probably be the play.
Yeah.
I know you. I know. Just going back to like the new updates. That's hoping to be soon here for everybody. I know Yubi brings up the point where he says we'll need all these popular streamers to hype up the game when it comes back and bring people back. You know what, Yubi, that's just it. Like Maffeine said earlier too, it's gonna depend on that popular streamer, or just depend on that individual too. But hopefully it happens, right? Because more crowding to Outriders would be nice. Because I know our directory has been,
Well, yeah, that's kind of
on
my
the
point
lower
with
end of things.
with the dedicated server is that maybe the general populace is not as as easily able to pinpoint these bugs and things, notice these problems. But somebody like a streamer who does this for a job and plays games, every day for 16 hours, they'll be much more critical of a game. And so you could argue that making a game stable and working and bugless, or as bugless as possible, is important to leave a good impression on these more critical players that ultimately have a big voice.
Yeah.
Because
Wait.
if I was one of those popular streamers, I'd feel I wouldn't recommend the game to somebody if personally I didn't have a good experience with it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I would still
I mean,
recommend Outriders to people.
It's just a
because
counter
I had so much
argument,
fun
right?
with it. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a point.
Yeah, hopefully it does bring back. Because man, I remember when like week 1 of the directory in Outriders was hot. it was
insane.
Really yeah,
Trust me.
I mean, the game. We've mentioned this a lot, but the game has such good like a base, and hopefully this broadcast on Monday is gonna elevate that, which leads us to.
I don't know if BCF has the marketing budget to bring these people in with a monetary.
Yeah, actually, you bring up a good point, Big Daddy. Aside from the Reddit post about this, Capo, I'm sure they've released it on their Twitter and their official Outriders and Discord as well, right? About the broadcast happening.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I mean, so that's a good chunk. That's like thousands of people, right, on their Twitter and their Outriders Discord.
Oh yeah.
And Reddit
it went out.
It
went out on their Twitter. It went out on their YouTube. It went to. I mean, it was everywhere, man. And then you also have to understand that other content creators also went out of their ways, to make videos based off of the 30-second. Hey, the broadcast will be back on Monday. You know what I mean? So I mean, whether you like them or not, but you got guys like Buzz and Laserbow and Cloud and a bunch of other guys that have big YouTube followings that also help promote this. So that's
well, sure, but the point is that there's no non-organic marketing happening, right? There's no monetary push, is what we mean.
I mean, yeah, I think they did it the same way they did it originally, if I'm not mistaken. They hounded the YouTubes. They went through their YouTube, they went through Twitter, and they went through their Discord, where everyone was, aware of it. And so,
well, I think like other bigger releases, when they release content, don't they have like more mass marketing too? Like,
yeah,
like when the game first came out, I'm sure it was on TV as well, right? Like
probably
XYZ
was
channel for advertisements, for commercials, something like that. So yeah, I don't think that it's gonna happen on that level, but I'm sure when like popular games like Destiny or something that release an update or DLC, right? I'm sure they have other avenues like, I don't know, some gaming channels on TV. Are there any gaming channels on TV that people watch? I don't have cable, so but
on smart TV, but on
smart TV.
Well, yeah, but you get the little advertisements, right? You get the advertisement like when you turn on your PlayStation, you look at the PlayStation store. I know you like Destiny, prime example. You'll see like the Witch Queen.
Yeah.
You'll see that big and bold, like, hey, this is dropping on this day.
Yep.
Xbox.
Hopefully they do something similar for Steam too. Then.
Yeah, exactly. Because Steam has the same thing where once you open Steam, you get that bam. It's like right in your face.
Yeah. So hopefully they have that figured out to get more players in, because you make a good point. PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, and all, which also leads us to, like what the future update's gonna happen. Is it going to be a paid update? Is it going to be a free update? Is it going to be like a generously paid update, or is it going to be like in the middle kind of DLC add-on DLC content?
I think that's gonna play a big part,
It
honestly.
better be free.
It's gonna play a big part, honestly, because okay, and I'll use Palm as an example, right? We know how much he fucking loves this game, but at the same time hates it,
Dawson.
right? Because
Yeah.
they listen, they have over 1,000 hours in this game, right? You're not gonna tell me that after 1,000 hours you're gonna hate something, right? No, you still have some type of love and passion for it, but you just are disappointed. Guys like that, I would say that if it's paid content, they're not gonna pay for it. So now you're losing some player base, right? Now there's
Yeah.
gonna be other people that will pay for the content. I
I'll definitely pay
think,
for any
right.
content.
I
Yeah.
I think if they go free, obviously you're gonna bring everybody and their mother back, right? You're gonna bring max capacity, right? Because now people don't have to worry about that option. It's just all right. I'll spend 25 minutes downloading it, but I didn't have to pay for it. So it's gonna be based on what do they want. Do you want to bring people back, like as many as you can back,
I would say
or
go for that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Or you're gonna say, hey, you need to pay 5, 10, 15, 30, 45, whatever it may be. If it is like, hey, this is what it is. Now I think now you just cut that number that what you possibly could have brought back. You just cut that in half.
I
I
think
I'm
like
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maffeine.
I think like and I don't mean to like say this in any kind of way, but I think kind of like as like a goodwill thing to like the community, with all the issues the initial release did have, and over the months, I mean, yeah, they've been trying to improve things and whatnot, but I think going free is the best thing they could do. Like truthfully, like I mean that shows like kind of shows like a respect to the community type thing with something like that. If they were to go free to play, or not free to play, but free added on content versus like a paid expansion.
I'm personally on the train that it is. I hope it is a free DLC just because, or whatever the fuck is gonna happen with whatever they
Mm-hmm.
want to do with this. Just only for the fact that the game needs more player base, right? If you add any sort of price tag to it, like somebody will look at it, they're like, oh, $10? Nah, screw this, right?
Right.
It just depends on how the taste in their mouth was left after playing this game on launch slash even a few months after launch. Let's be honest, even now after launch. Um, so I think if their goal is to get more players to get hyped for Outriders, they should do this. They should make this a free content kind of thing.
And the most popular games, and the games that make recoveries in like the second year, it comes with free content. It comes with
Did Avengers do the
free
same thing? Because I know that's kind of like a
yes,
Square Enix title. Did they do a free DLC after
yeah,
whatever
it's
happened?
They
free.
They
did
did.
actually. They did.
Yep.
They gave you well, first they dropped two characters, Hawkeye and his daughter or whatever. The daughter first, then Hawkeye, and then they dropped a big one for the Black Panther, and all three of those were free. And they
Oh,
And
gave you new characters, and they gave you add on to the storyline.
so what Capo just confirmed is we're getting new characters and a new storyline, and it's going to be a
I
free update, just like
I,
Avengers.
I did
leaked.
not confirm that.
Leaked.
Leaked.
Yeah.
Just to counterbalance the Avengers point, I mean, Avengers is a complete failure
Yeah.
on all
Yeah.
points.
Uh, I mean, it's a little off topic, but they're also bringing in Spider-Man. It sounds like is going to be the next DLC, and then they had a recent fiasco with paid experience boosters, but they realized that was bad, and they made them earnable in game. So I don't
I
know.
mean, they're
I mean,
doing the right thing for Avengers, right? Doesn't have a higher player base
yeah,
than Outriders right now, so like
I think
Outriders
so.
just needs to
No.
follow the Avengers. No, it doesn't.
No,
I think it
Outriders
does.
is actually higher. Outriders is like 600. Avengers is at like 500.
Oh, Outriders, welcome back. Yeah, make it a free update, PCF, please. That number's gonna skyrocket.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think
I mean, I think there's an impasse because, like you said, right, the goal right now should be getting players into the game, and the proof is, right, they finally put the game on Xbox Game Pass on PC,
It's
So
true.
it definitely shows that they want to get more people playing the game because it's now free with the Xbox Game Pass on PC.
Okay. You
Put
know,
it on
it just
PlayStation
clicked.
Plus
Oh
next.
my.
But the question is there, right? We also know that they didn't get royalties for the first quarter, and also they're not investing any money in marketing. So really my question with the paid content was, if they're still in the mindset of getting people to play the game, when do they make money? Like when do they release paid content?
I would tell you that with that situation has been resolved.
Oh, good.
Good to hear.
I was just about to ask that. Yeah, that's good to hear.
That situation has been
Is it
resolved. So
okay?
Well, yeah, I
Are you
mean,
allowed
the
to
next
shed any
quarter,
more details about
let
that?
me,
well, I mean, they're in good standings now.
well, no, but the next quarter happened, right? The next quarter happened. We
Well, I
didn't hear
think,
anything, so
I
obviously they did
mean,
get royalties or
right.
some facet. But still, my point is, right? There will probably be paid content in the future. So what would
Right.
what would you pay for Outriders
So
in a year, let's say?
A
I
new
would say
class,
this.
paid content, new class has to be a new class
So
introduced.
so
Personally,
I would tell you this. Honestly, this is what's coming. It's gonna be the. It's honestly it's like the make or break. You know what I mean? You know, if whatever they drop in now, you're charging for it. Just know that, how do I want to say this? That whoever pays for it now, and then you come out, let's say 6 months to a year from this point, or whenever it drops, and you drop another one, cut that number that you just got back the first time, cut that number in half on your later expansion, if there is one, if you decide to do something like that, right? Because
True.
I don't see them charging anyone right now and thinking that in 6 months to a year you do another expansion if you decide to do it, or unless you scrap it, unless you scrap and you say Outriders 2, then maybe people will pay for it at that moment. But right now, I do not see where I don't see people, right, paying for it now, still being unhappy, and then paying for it later. You know what I mean? I don't see that happening.
Oh yeah,
Like
for
they
sure, sure. But my ultimate point is, in the long term of Outriders, because everybody knows this. Games now make money off you, over multiple times over a year. That's how their
yeah.
games are success, right? It's
Yes.
over microtransactions and getting your money 3 times a year or whatever. So how does Outriders make money, right? Like they need to make money at some point. So what's gonna
Mm,
happen? Really is my
right. Right. I mean,
I think many people believe in second chances with games, but I don't think anybody believes in third chances.
True. So yeah.
this
I
big
agree there.
update will be a make or break. I truly feel that way. That this next update will be a make or break. If it's a flop, if it's a still where we're having major issues that originally has caused people to leave, and they're like legit like, all right, listen, I haven't played the game in like 5 months. I didn't pay attention to any of these little patches that you've made, but now I'm hearing, you know, big patch. So now they're gonna come back, and then they'll be like, all right, let me see what this big patch has. So, I think if you take advantage of this, I would say don't charge people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't charge
Agreed.
people. And then if this patch, because even if you don't charge anybody, and let's say Palm plays the game, then it's like, oh yeah, look, I told you they weren't gonna do shit. But he didn't lose anything. But if he pays for it, now it's like he's done with the game 100%. And I'm just saying that's Palm because he's in the chat. But just in general, now you've legitimately lost a player. Now, how many of those are you willing to lose, right?
Yeah.
I
Make
mean, I
this
think
one free,
actually,
get everybody's trust back, and show them that you can
Exactly.
make a change. Then
for
charge
sure.
for the next DLC if you want to go that route.
Exactly.
Well, actually, somebody brought up a great idea in the chat, which is maybe the next content can be free as well, right? Not only what's coming up, but in the future, and they instead go for cosmetics, right? That's a good idea.
Oh yeah. Pay to win
Yeah.
cosmetics. I'm always down for pay to win cosmetics.
But think
Add
about it,
new
bro.
cosmetics in the game that are pay to win. Yeah, sure.
But
I
think
mean,
about we're
I'm
talking about
just
Outriders and cosmetic. That thing is not really going together, bro.
I mean,
It
I'm
would
just
be
saying,
great.
like,
It would be great,
there's
but
already
Look,
a
all I
base
say is
for it,
I've been
right? With
playing some
the
Diablo, okay?
banners. Yeah, the banners and the vehicles, right? There's already a base for customization to some extent on the game. So I mean, I just feel like
Everybody loves cosmetics.
they
No,
should
I'm not saying people.
yes, there's an easy way to make money. Like,
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
feel like they should definitely think about monetizing the game in a like non-offensive way.
I
Right.
think
Same
No,
time
transmog
as
would
getting
solve a
good
lot of
PR.
that too.
I'm not.
If they, made that a thing.
I'm not saying no to cosmetic. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying the game, right? Let's look at the game. It's like, are they really gonna? It looks like they've never cared about it. They've
I mean, when it's a
never.
third-person view, I mean, they have some good cosmetics already in the game, right? One, if they add transmog, that's great. That'll solve most of it. But aside from transmog, I want to see some golden shit, right? Like, I want to wear like golden, flashy, blingy armor, slaying bitches out in Enoch. I want a golden gun slaying bitches. I mean, I would pay for that personally. They could
No,
do
no,
it where
absolutely.
they don't have to hide it behind pay-to-win stuff, right? They could just do it like in game, like have us kind of like another what is it, a milestone for it. What are those things
Yeah,
that achievements? Another achievement to unlock
yeah.
cosmetics, right? Or pay to win it if you really don't want to spend the time to do it. I mean,
But yeah, I mean,
could go
Capo,
either
you're
way.
saying Outriders is not the game for that, but I mean, it is, right?
No,
There's
no.
already a menu with emotes and
Let me
different
rephrase that.
vehicle
Pay
customization.
for emotes. Pay for golden emotes.
Yeah, like
Let me rephrase what I was saying because I might have there was misinterpretation. I'm not saying it's not the game for it. What I'm saying is I don't see them like really. They've never entertained it,
yeah, but they
I
should.
mean, I want a
They
chicken
should.
oh,
suit.
they
Give me a
should. I
chicken
agree.
suit.
They
I
should.
Give me a
agree.
chicken suit.
That's simple.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, like really, like from my point of view as an outsider, to be fair, I don't know anything really about what's going on in the company, but like they have a monetization problem, and it's obvious considering every other game on the market is trying to fucking milk the money out of every player as much as possible. So they really need to look at like at both facets. Sure, stay free with the content to get people playing, but you still need money.
No,
Yeah, keep
absolutely.
everything free
I'm
for
not
this update,
disagreeing.
but think about some kind of microtrain if they want to go that route for the future, right? Because we don't know how long it's going to be for Outriders 2, and honestly, I want to spend some money on Outriders 1 to look nice. Everybody likes to look hot while killing shit, right? So
I mean,
that's all I got to say.
Capo brought up a great point about Outriders 2 and why they're not even talking about it right now, which is they don't, right? They need that good faith PR
Mm-hmm.
before they consider Outriders 2. So microtransactions would be a good way to extend the lifespan of Outriders 1 and give them the time that they desperately need to get that good faith PR back.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
mean,
no,
it's
good
all
point.
gonna, like Capo said, it's all gonna matter on how this update rolls out. This is it, right?
Oh yeah,
If
for
they're gonna
sure.
even if they're even gonna think about the future of like these microtransactions, it really comes down to what's gonna happen. And with the game being on Game Pass for PC now, there's already a huge chunk of player base right there for you as well, right? PC Game Pass. Hopefully, they are able to do some advertisements in like the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, Steam, etc., to like let people know the updates happening aside from their social media. Because a lot of people, they're not going to be on Reddit and shit like that. They're going to log onto their gaming consoles or their PCs, head over to Steam or whatever, and be like, "Oh, there's an update," and probably find out that way.
I mean, like
And
Capo said, they're betting on organic. Seems.
yeah, and I would tell you this: Stadia will be live too. Apparently, Stadia is coming live, and they've fixed everything. And whoever plays this game on Stadia, they actually, like they'll be able
There,
to
you know what?
finally do it with
You
this.
mentioned that, Capo, but somebody actually mentioned Stadia. Actually, in the broadcast number 6 post on Reddit, they were like, "Any news on Stadia?" So there you
Yeah.
go.
So
Now you know.
it's gonna be live. It's gonna be working. So like, do it. And I agree with you, Wolverine. I personally don't care about Stadia, but I kind of have to because, like, believe it or not, there's
It's a
people
platform the
that
game's on.
actually, yeah,
Yeah.
and people actually use it, and there's a good chunk of people that legitimately want
That's
to
100
play the
users
game.
coming back. There you go.
Exactly.
Potentially more. Because there's
Yeah,
more than
you never
100
know.
Stadia subscribers, right? And I'm sure a lot of them
Absolutely.
have checked out the game
And
and just said, fuck it, because there hasn't been legitimately one useful update in Stadia since the game's release.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Can
maybe
you
one of those Stadia players is a multimillionaire, and they'll pay a bunch of money for skins. Who knows?
Well, I
Could
feel
be.
like there's like there's a snowball effect that happens when it comes to I mean, it definitely happens in the creator space. Like you have your community, and you quit playing a game, and like your community's like, my favorite streamer's playing this game, I'm gonna check that game out too. And I mean, even like in like a friend group, right? Like when one person quits a game, it's not usually just that one person. It's usually their group. And I mean, the same can be said to them returning. And I don't know. I was kind of thinking of like what you guys had said. You know, like if it were to be like a paid DLC, and then somebody that loves the game but hates it at the same time, like they'd feel pissed if it wasn't good content, and they'd be like, I'm done with this for sure.
I mean, even if it's free, let's be real. Even if the content
Yeah,
is
even
free,
if it's bad, they'll still quit.
yeah, like we've been saying, it's a break or make point for
Well,
sure.
And I wanted to ask Capo about that. Okay, so you had said like the make or break point. When you say make or break, are you talking make or break for Outriders 1, or are you saying like make or break? Like, let's say this goes poorly for them. Is that them saying we're hanging up Outriders and it's just a one and done?
I would say this, right? If this is a flop, I am gonna say that Outriders 1 would be done.
Mm-hmm.
No one would even worry about it anymore. No one would care anymore. At this point, in order for them to even revive the game, it would have to be major like update. And when I say major update, I'm talking about like Outriders needs to be a brand new game. Because
Right.
think about it, right? You have your group of people who feel like, and Palm said it earlier, that paid $60 for a game and they didn't get $60 worth, right? You have these people, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have the people that just stopped playing and was like, yo, I've just wasted $60 and I didn't get anything for it, right? You have that. Then you have the people who got their stuff wiped. And then you have the people that complained about the loot. And then you have the people that just complained about bugs, connectivity. If this big update is a flop, I mean, people are just going to give up on the game. I mean, you're gonna the
Maybe
loyalists
the
are gonna
franchise
stay.
itself too. The
Yeah,
franchise might
possibly.
be
Yes.
Yeah, they're
possibly
just
nuked
gonna
there as
give
well.
up. They're just gonna be like, hey, you know what? This was your opportunity. You had ample time to do what you needed to do, and you didn't do it. I don't care. Like, even if it was free, even if I had to pay for it, at that point, it's just gonna be like, why should I care anything after this? Because think about it, right? Let's look at what's coming up. Let's look at, now we have Battlefield, right? Then you have Destiny with the Witch Queen. Not only that, you have Division coming up with their new content in February. No one's gonna care about Outriders.
And you have Wonderlands.
Yeah, and then
Wonderlands.
you have Wonderland,
Yeah,
the
Wonderlands.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one's gonna care, and then that's because I haven't even touched if New World decides to drop content, if Diablo Resurrection decides to drop content. Like, you just lost. You lost your position. You're that pro team that made it to the stage, and then it was like, hey, it didn't work out. So we're just
I
gonna
mean,
shove you off to the side, and then now you're gonna have to go back to the drawing table and say, can we do anything with an Outrider 2, or is this just done, or are we just done? Like, just forget about Outriders. We're done.
I mean, let's be super realistic, right? So the game was a one and done from the start, right? It's
Yep.
a standalone. You play the game, you get what you want out of it, and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but they had such massive success that now they're like, okay, we should keep investing in this, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're seeing the other side of that coin, which is that success is pretty much gone. And so, if this update does not turn around the train, or the trend rather, uh, I mean, from their point of view, they tried their best, and shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much over because, like you said, if they don't turn this around, then all the value that they saw at the start with the success is not there anymore. And they, not only that, but they're probably thinking that they lost a lot of good faith with the name Outriders itself. So if the update fails, it's just, yeah,
Right.
I'm thinking it's just over for the franchise altogether, honestly.
And I would tell you this, it was said, and I kind of like, I was like, you know what? Damn. I know a lot of people were like, man, you guys, why are you a live service? Are you not a live service?
Yeah.
You did all these patches and defending, not defending, but to their, defense and to them, they felt like they owed that to us. That's why they made all these patches. That's why these patches came out every week. Just like you said, it was supposed to be a one and done. And they were like, no, you know what? That wasn't a good product. We need to start patching these stuff. So they worked overtime to give us those patches. You know what I mean? And then now they're saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, we fixed a lot of things. Is the game in a better state than what it was when it released? Absolutely. But it's still not where it should be. So with them saying, hey, here's this big news or here's this big update that we have coming to us, I'm like, hey, all right, cool. I think that's the reason to give them another chance to say, hey, you know what? You guys knew that you owed it to us, that you owed us a big update and you owed it to us to fix it because it wasn't a product that you guys wanted to see. I truly believe that everyone that played the game, whether you enjoyed it, whether you hated it, whether it pissed you off, whatever the reason was that you walked away from the game, I think they've earned for you to give them a second chance because they knew they did wrong and they did everything that they can do or they attempted to make that right, you know. And I just think that we should give them. But if the second chance doesn't work out, well, then hey, you know what I mean? It's over.
Oh yeah, I mean, I see what you mean there. You know, they did, right? We do, to some extent. I mean, obviously, we don't owe them anything,
Right.
but I mean, I think if anybody's played the game for like more than 500 hours, they probably owed the updated a second look. I definitely agree with that point of
Mm-hmm.
view.
Big Daddy, what did you want to mention about the release schedule?
Oh, I
Because
think
I know
we
that's
spoke. I
next.
think
Yeah.
we,
Oh, we just spoke about it.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think we pretty much covered that. Yeah.
Well, to people in the chat there that are, on your keyboard or your keyboards, like, what do you guys want to see from the upcoming update? Like, what's like your main top prios? Aside from the obvious, like, what's something meaningful you want from this update? Because I want loadouts. I want to be able to choose my fucking expedition rather than having to fucking talk to Chana every goddamn time I want to go somewhere. Like QOL fixes. What do you guys want to see for like QOL fixes, stuff like that?
Oh man.
I mean, what I want to see.
The game not to crash. Yeah, that would be a good one, eh?
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, I don't think an in-game lobby is happening. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think an in-game lobby is gonna happen either. That'd be nice though.
Probably have the reason it's P2P, so they. So, I mean, why it's random matchmaking to keep the P2P.
Oh, Wolverine, a new class would be
and,
hot, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Pom says good to write an essay on what I want. Well, list like your top three. All right, your top three. What is it? Loadouts. I can choose my expos.
I think that's a big one though. I think it's like that's like the kind of underrated one.
Oh yeah,
But I
fuck
think
the cheaters. Yeah.
like I think if they put where once you complete all the expeditions, like now you could just pick any one. I think even people who don't realize how annoying it is to randomly choose expeditions, I think they will honestly appreciate that.
well,
Like
yeah,
to
I mean,
where like,
I
oh
think it's
shit,
fair to say that everybody has a like preferred expedition, right? Like,
right? Yeah, yeah.
so
True.
yeah, you're definitely right there.
There are
I think that would.
cross-class sets, Yuke. It's called Cannonball. What you mean?
Hey.
Oh yeah, delete Cannonball and replace it with something useful.
Man.
Oh, it's called Borealis. True, Borealis is the only cross-class set because it's the only one. You know what? I wonder if they are gonna make any changes to Borealis. We're going off topic, but who cares? Like, would be interesting to see if that gets sneaked in there without any sort of like
The
text
bleed build
updates.
can be cross set also. The Devastator's little
I mean, meaningful. Like something that.
Oh,
Works
okay,
just as
meaningful.
well.
Well,
Yeah.
meaningful. Okay,
I
then.
just
Damn.
Borealis would be
Yeah, but
meaningful enough.
to go at Wolverine's point, I mean, I think limiting the way people want to play your game is a mistake. If somebody wants to play the same mission over and over, it's their prerogative. Like, what's the
Oh
value?
yeah, Wolverine. Let me tell
There
you
is,
about
like,
playing the same thing over and over again. Did you watch
no,
any
but
of my
there,
Diablo streams when I was doing?
what's
That's
the
all I
value?
did.
Like,
It's
what's
the
the
same
value
shit
gained?
over and over again.
What's the value gained in stopping people from playing the same mission? Like, there's no, you don't gain anything from that. So
Mm-hmm. What do we got? I just thought of
Palm says he
something.
could write an essay, and I think that's what he's doing right now. Just writing that essay.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
oh yeah, I mean, weapon desync. Yeah, that would be a big thing.
But that's like that. Doesn't that go into the connectivity and the server issue?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I just listen. Um, this is all I can say, right? I was one of the very few of the ambassadors that was allowed to test the future.
Oh.
And I'm excited.
Okay. I was one of the ambassadors that did not get to test the future. But I'm still excited if Capo's excited. But then again, Capo sometimes gets overly excited, so maybe I'm just less
Well,
excited.
you will be able to see, what I tested after the broadcast on Monday.
So what
It will be
Capo's
available for you
confirming
to see.
is it'll be available for you guys to see
For everyone.
for everyone to see after the. I don't know what that
Everyone.
means. But
Monday.
yeah, okay, great.
Monday.
Monday.
is when
Yeah,
the
just
embargo
Monday
lifts.
9 p.m. PST. Get your ass up, and come watch the boys.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be live. I'm gonna throw in a little
Yeah, you can throw in a plug.
advertisement. But I'll be
shit.
live around 10:30 a.m. East Coast. We'll be starting off for Outriders, and then we'll watch the broadcast live. And
Wait, hold on.
and
You
then
said
right
you're gonna
after that,
be
we'll take
live
the
at 10:30 a.m. East Coast. The thing starts at 9 p.m. PST. So isn't that 6 a.m. East Coast? No, that's
No,
12. Oh,
man.
I'm so dumb. I'm gonna shut the
Yes.
fuck up. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously I'll be playing Outriders for an hour and a half. We can all gather up and then we'll watch the broadcast together. And then at that very moment after the broadcast, if you guys have any question, I'm gonna roll my playtest, and then that way any questions you guys may have, and you'll be able to find it on my YouTube channel also. And you know, any questions
Wolverine,
you
it's
got
in my
about the
title.
future.
But the broadcast is happening this Monday, November 15th at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what that is in other
What are
time
you saying,
formats.
Plato?
9
That is-
a.m.
all right,
Pacific Standard Time. I'm so sorry. 9
That is
a.m.
12. Yeah.
That is 12 EST.
That is 12. Yeah, that's 12 EST, and I believe 5 GMT.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dawson.
Thank you, Dawson, as well.
saying?
Sorry, man. My AMs and PMs, like, guys, I don't even know when it's morning and night anymore. It's all the same. There is no sun here anymore. It's gone. The sun disappeared. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say.
Wolverine, I would tell you this. If you asked me right now, I would say install it.
Yeah, Wolverine. What Capo said, you should install it.
I would install it.
You know, we can't say if you should install it or not, but we highly recommend that you reinstall the game. That goes for you too, Palm.
Just install it.
That goes for you too, Dawson. That goes for you too, Kingdom. That goes for you too, Uke. It goes for everybody here who uninstalled the game. I never uninstalled the game, okay? Because I had faith. Full Metal, I know your game's installed. My man.
I disagree.
Big Daddy disagrees, but Big Daddy, install your fucking game. Maff, install your game.
It's installed.
Oh, my man, Maff.
I mean, trust me, it's. I'm excited. So, I hope you guys will be too. You know, and like I said, come by, we'll look at it, and then any questions you have, any questions you have, anything at that moment after that broadcast, I can answer everything. I
Same.
can tell you whatever the hell you want to know.
Except for the things that I don't know that Capo knows. Because Capo knows more than other ambassadors. Because he's like an OG ambassador, right? Maff and I we're just like baby ambassadors. So we still get the breadcrumbs while Capo gets like what? The fucking turkey or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
No. I make sure to to feed the homies right. But definitely. So I think we'll just see though. We'll just see. I can't predict the future. I can only say what I feel, and I'm excited. Hopefully, the rest of the community is the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do miss playing Outriders. But it was just hard to come back to Outriders without like any announcement of something happening.
Right.
Because I have like played the game to death. You guys know this.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to know that they're announcing something on Monday, so it gets everybody hyped and gets me all nice and ready to see what's gonna happen. So hopefully it's not a disappoint. Fingers crossed that it's free, because I think that'd be the right move to go. I think a paid DLC would just turn away people more than having people
fingers crossed that it comes out this month.
Yeah, fingers crossed it actually comes out this month. And hopefully it's not like an announcement to announce that it's going to come out in 2022, because that would just be that would be rough. Tune into our broadcast number 6 update early 2022. That would suck, but yeah, hopefully it is. This year at least. If it's not this month, this year.
And that's one thing I do not know. So even if even
Capo doesn't know. Oof.
I don't even know that. Oof. I don't even know that. So
I'd say your expectations are probably low considering their past streak record.
Yeah, set expectations low to medium, and then who knows? You might be super surprised.
No. What am I saying? Like, he's asking, are my expectations too high or low? I'd say they're probably a little low considering the record they have with their updates.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh, they called it a colossal update, did they?
They probably did. I would tell you this: different people have different expectations, right?
So what colossal means? I think I'm pretty colossal, but sorry.
Yeah, I would just say just keep them.
I mean, my expectations are super down low, so that's why I'm saying there.
Yeah, like just make sure they, just say to yourself, look at how the game released, look at the patches, and be like, all right, we got a big update. Okay, cool. Now, am I telling you that? No, I'm just saying for you guys.
I can't measure it. That's how low it is, Paul.
Yeah, your expectations are gonna be different than mine, and mine's different from Plato's and Maffeine's and dude. So
dude.
Yeah, dude with the blunt.
With the blunt
yeah,
object.
I would just say, hey, just
Oh yeah, Kappa, how many nerfs are they giving Trickster in this big update? Dawson asks. These are some good viewer questions, by the way. Actually,
no
Dawson,
comment.
if you paid attention to their past updates, you'd know that Trickster set bonuses are getting a bonus. So Tricksters are actually getting buffed, Dawson. Didn't you hear?
Dawson, no comment. So
that's the best one. You guys are so mean to Trickster, man.
Oh,
you guys should be making those jokes about Devastator. Let's be honest. Devastator versus Trickster. Not 1v1 me. Let's go, Devastator. Get shit on.
I mean, you'd probably get fucked, let's be honest.
I want to talk about real quick. I know this is off topic and absolutely, but I want to say this. And dude with the blunt, I hopefully you would agree with me. Is Devastator damage way undervalued compared to all the other classes? Yes.
Wait. Do you mean like
what's the question?
The actual damage is low, or the value of the damage?
Well, the value, like he doesn't.
I mean, the way that the damage is valued.
Yeah.
you mean opinion, or what do you
No,
mean?
no, no. Like it's nothing compared to all the other classes.
Oh
Or
yeah,
what
you
all
mean
the
Devastator is garbage?
yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. Yes,
But
literally,
I don't want to
Devastator.
say he's garbage.
I
I'm
mean,
just
Devastator
saying,
relies on Fortress and Moaning Winds. Like, let's be
right.
real. Let's be 100% real.
But I mean, with the game right now, you're able to still accomplish, the expeditions with a Devastator. I mean, I've seen it. I've tested it myself. I've done it myself, and I've seen other players do it. Yes, Devastator is at the bottom of the totem pole. He absolutely is. But what I'm just saying is, it's not that bad. There's people out there that do love him. There's people out there that enjoy playing the class, and it gets the job done. Is it as efficient as the other ones? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it gets its bad rep. I mean, if you disagree with me, I get it, but I still think that you could still, get the job done with a Devastator, even though it's only one build. But
Oh no, I mean, not even that. Like, you can get the job done with anything. Like, that's not really my point. It's just, speaking at like a power balance over the old
oh
game.
yeah, yeah,
I just feel like Devastator is just
hmm
surprisingly low compared to the other
yes,
classes, and it's just less fun to play in my opinion. I mean,
no,
people
yeah,
can do what they want. Like, let's be real, people have and will continue to play the worst builds in the game and have fun with them because that's who they are. And I don't have anything to say about that, and never will. It's just, you know, from my point of view, I feel like there should be a better power balance of the classes.
Full Metal
I
actually
agree.
brings up a really good question that I think only Capo could answer because Capo is one of the top ambassadors that gets fed secret information. And is that, are we getting auto sprint as an option?
No comment.
Well, Full Metal, you're just going to have to wait for whatever is going to happen Monday and see if auto sprint's going to happen. They might have a microtransaction in a future update where you can pay $9.99 to have auto sprint as an option. I mean, I would pay $9.99 to have auto sprint as an option.
Yeah, no,
That's a good way to make
the,
money right
the
there.
answer the answer is no, a big fat no. And
I'm
then
not
on top of
the
never happening, and then forget about it.
the answer is not no, and the answer is not yes. The answer
So
is
the
no
answer is
comment.
no. So the
The
answer is
answer
no.
is I cannot.
Keep
Listen.
expectations low.
I
on auto
cannot
sprint.
answer any question concerning on what's coming up.
What do you mean it's
So
auto sprint? How can you
Yeah,
not
no,
let us know if auto
you
sprint
can
is
just
happening or not?
you can just
You can
deny.
hint it.
You can just
Okay,
no, but you can
Capo, let's
just
do it
deny
this way.
Come on.
If auto
Auto
sprint is
sprint,
going
come
to
on.
happen, please cough into your mic.
no comment.
Looks like auto sprint isn't happening.
But no, but like, let's be real. Like, I feel like auto sprint is kind of a cheat code, isn't it? Like, oh yeah, just automatically input a button for me, game, please, thank you.
It wouldn't need to be a cheat code if
Yeah.
sprint worked properly. Like if I press shift, let me fucking run. Okay?
I would
No,
like
don't
to
have to
invoke
spam
my
No,
fifth
I disagree.
amendment.
I disagree. I think having more control over
There's
it
no
right,
amendments in
is
this
a better
podcast.
thing than having
Doesn't
less
apply.
control.
Sorry, Capo.
No, you're fine. I don't care. But yeah, no, I can't answer any question concerning what's coming in the future. I can't do any of that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I want to leak all the info to you guys, I can't either. So, just gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen. Although I can tell you that expect at least 420 of something. That's all I can say on the subject. At least 420 of something. All right. Breathe if auto sprint is coming. Well,
Auto sprint is not coming. I can confirm. I have no connections and don't know anything, but auto sprint is not coming.
420 new classes, Wolverine. Damn, you got me, brother. 420 players leaving the
when
game.
he's asking about auto sprinting, what is he asking?
It means an option in the menu that you can toggle on, and your character just prints automatically without
so
you
your character
doing anything.
never walks.
So without so the character never walks.
Yeah.
Why would he ask something as ridiculous as that?
Because a lot of other games have it, Capo. However, if they don't add auto sprint, how about they fix sprinting in general, right? I don't want to not be able to sprint if I hit a random dead body I walk over. Or one of those randomly generated dead bodies like in Coliseum, just right at the entrance where you run over the mofo and you just stop sprinting. You know?
Oh my god.
I mean,
Things
that's
like
a
that.
problem with the collision. You know, that has
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
to
yeah.
do with auto sprint. Like,
Well, I mean, I look at it as it has something with auto sprint. Auto sprint is life. Let's go. Every game should have
Yo,
auto sprint. Okay. If
Metal,
Diablo
I
has
love you.
auto
you know,
sprint, just saying. Sorry,
sounds
Matt,
like
go ahead.
bad players not being able to click their
Metal,
buttons.
Metal, I love you, Metal. I love you. That's all I can say, man. I love you. Oh man. Oh my god.
But yeah, that's all we really had to talk about today, guys. Let me know if you guys have anything else for us to discuss. Otherwise, I think that is it for the podcast. Oh, Mike does have a question. Let's go. I want to say thank you all for returning. It'll be good to see you guys back, and I'm hopeful that Monday brings the OGs back to OR. Oh yeah, I mean, Jaeger. I'll be back for sure. And you know what? We're not just back for the podcast today. We'll play some Outriders today. We'll see how bad I've gotten at the game. You know, we'll see if I remember anything, if I remember the spawn layouts, or if I remember how to shoot. Because you have to realize I haven't played an FPS game since Diablo 2 Resurrected came out, so I've been used to this whole top-down shit, right? So we'll see if I remember to turn on blighted rounds or remember to keep my ammo and shit. You know. We're definitely not touching pyro. That's out of the question.
Oh my
I couldn't
god,
play it then.
Dawson is a dickhead, bro.
Can you make a tutorial on how to uninstall the game? Yeah, you wait till Monday. You see the amazing stuff that PCF is going to potentially announce. And then you potentially decide if you want to uninstall or reinstall the game.
I mean, I'll be playing the game for sure. I can say that at least.
Well, you better be watching me. Last time it wasn't even 1080p.
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't really speak about this, but the broadcast was a thing that happened before the release of the game, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like during the demo, they did the broadcast.
Yeah, the broadcast.
It was like a dev
thing
news. It was like a live dev news update, right? Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like from like 2020 too, right? It went from 2020, then it went over when they delayed the game to February, and then. Mm-hmm.
Man, a part of me actually wishes. Well, does a part of me wish? I guess, like a part of me wishes Outriders waited till now to release the game, maybe, you know. But then another part of me would have never ever streamed the game or met all of you guys if they waited that long, because I don't think I would be playing this game right now, if they released it now, just because of the release table of Diablo, right? So this game really got my what's the word, my pull because of that. So I guess all I'm saying is maybe the game needed a bit more time to mature, but maybe publisher deadline crunches and all that plays into a factor of how fast games get released anyways. But
well, it's hard to say, right? Because they did have success with their launch date.
Palm says he would be playing Destiny 2 still. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for the podcast. Before we just keep talking and going on a tangent, let me end it here for when I do upload this. Thank you all for watching episode 10. This is Play-Doh Bear here. You can find me on, my YouTube that you're watching now, maybe. Hello, YouTube. My Twitch, twitch.tv is Play-Doh Bear. And then Discord, which is linked down below. And then Capo, go and shout yourself out. Maff, shout yourself out. Big Daddy, shout yourself out.
You can find me on Twitch, Capital167. Same thing on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter, Capital1671. And just pay attention, because if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go over to my YouTube channel. You can check out the playtest, right? You can see the stuff for yourself. So
you mean when it's released on Monday, Capo? You're right.
Yes.
Not now. Yeah.
Not
don't
now,
bait
but
like
if
that.
you're watching this, and it's after Monday, then yeah.
I'll actually have to look at your playtest video because that would have been hot. Maffeine, you're up.
Just Maffeine on Twitch. It's pretty much all I use at this point.
He does have a YouTube, guys.
Partner.
Support the man, and he's a partner. Man, Maffeine's got it all. He's got the check marks.
And
he's got
he's
the
an
ambassador.
And he's
Woo!
an ambassador.
Jesus.
And then you can catch Dude with the Blunt at.
I'm a nobody, not an ambassador.
I'm a nobody.
Not patent partner either.
True. And
I'm
Maffeine has a
trolling.
wife. Yeah, true.
But yeah, you can catch me at that Dude with a Blunt on YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, Dude with the Blunt has a lot of speedrun videos on the YouTube. Oh, by the way, guys, if any of you are still here, please go to my YouTube as well. I have now monetized my videos, so please keep watching them and give me some of that sweet ad revenue. That's right. You want to help your boy? His videos are now monetized. Turn your ad blockers off. Watch my 30-minute video a few times a day. Sit through those ads and make your boy some money if you just appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, I don't even know how much AdSense pays you, by the way. Probably shit. Don't do that. Don't waste your time. Use your ad block.
Oh, man.
Capo will get partner, I'm pretty sure. Eventually.
I mean, he'll get it faster than Plato or me, so.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, if this Outriders update is hot, maybe I could get partner off of it. You never. I probably won't. I won't. If it took Maffeine 5 years to get partner, it's going to definitely take me at least 5 minutes. 5 years? Did I say 5 something? It's definitely going to take me 4 years and 20 months. So somewhere around there, Probably when I'll get it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thanks for tuning in,
All
everybody.
right, guys.
Peace, YouTube.